upgraded down to the folding chair instead of because I don't feel like bringing my normal chair into
I know.
the
I kind of
studio.
feel like this is good. I feel like it's symbolic of our power dynamic. Now
us being on the same.
Now we're in the same chair. When
now
you
we're
were
in the
your,
same chair.
Your big chair, you towered over me.
Yeah.
All right. Shall I clap?
Oh yeah. Fuck. And welcome back to On Good Terms.
Welcome back to On Good Terms.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Elise.
And we are
On Good Terms.
That was the best one yet. Nice. Yes, we were just talking about before how I think it's easier for gay people to like hook up and like date on Hinge or any dating app.
I don't know if that's true per se, but I remember I made a note in my phone because I think we should have a new segment called Corrections, where it's happens when I listen back to the podcast and I hear myself agreeing with something that I don't agree with because my first.
Well, here's my take. If a guy like immediately asks a girl for drinks, like second message, he's kind of a creep. But a girl asking a girl can't really be a creep. They're just kind of weird.
I don't think that's about being like. Don't think that has anything to do with sexuality, and it has to do with men. Like, I feel like with men, it's like we need to earn your trust before you ask to meet me somewhere.
I know, but that's inherent in sexuality. Straight.
True. Well, because of
like
the dynamic,
man and woman.
Well, that's a great point because I feel like that's made it hard for me to figure out. I don't know, not like to figure out, but it's like it's hard to separate the like gender dynamic and sexuality dynamic. I feel like sometimes because I'm just always afraid of men starting off. And then, yeah.
I have a monologue.
Okay. Pull it up quick. Pull it up quick. And then we can discuss.
The Supreme Court
Can you pass me your vape?
We're a vape podcast now. We're going to rename ourselves the Serial Vapists. That wasn't original, by the way. That's the name of an actual podcast.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, Robert Evans mentions it in Behind the Bastards.
Oh, really? I full belly laughed at you. I really thought you came up with that.
I mean, it's very funny.
Yeah, no, it is good. I thought you came with that on the spot, and I was really impressed. Oh, I think I've got a burp coming. No, I don't.
The Supreme Court just ruled that race can no longer be a consideration in college admissions. In other news, Harvard just announced a name change to the People's Republic of Harvard. There's going to be hella Chinese there from now on. The stepson of one of the billionaires who died in a submarine came under fire for attending a Blink-182 show while his stepfather was missing at the bottom of the ocean. Personally, I'd rather be stuck at the bottom of the ocean than see Blink-182 in concert in 2023.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg have agreed to an MMA cage match. This fight's unique because there will be no special ed teacher to break it up this time.
Okay.
RFK Jr. is picking up steam in the Democratic primary as he focuses his campaign around anti-vaccine messaging. I can't really blame him, though. If I were Kennedy, I'd be scared of getting a shot, too.
Okay, that's good.
The Supreme Court just ruled that... it was an eventful week for the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court made a lot of decisions. Like, what? Yeah.
The Supreme Court just ruled that students have to pay back their student loan debt. In other news, avocado toast and iced coffee sales have plummeted. That one was purposefully bad.
No, yeah, good thing you said that.
Oh, this one's just... a Supreme Court ruling now lets businesses deny service to gay people. This presents Starbucks and other local coffee shops with a great opportunity to cut down on some of their long lines.
I think that was your best one.
Really? I wrote that one like that's not funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I thought that was...
that one took me like a sec. Most of these take like 15 minutes to come up with.
Oh, really? Yeah, no.
The RFK Jr. one came quick though.
That was funny.
I won't lie.
Yeah. Hey, great monologue.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Back to Hinge talk.
Yeah, back to Hinge talk. We're big Hinge Henrys over here.
Hinge Henriettas.
I was trying to think of a funnier name than Henry, but I couldn't think of one. Do you have anything? Harold?
No,
we're Hinge Heralds.
Hinge Heralds. I matched with some girl today who's breaking all, I told you this, but who's breaking all like the social norms of Hinge. Like, someone takes 20 minutes to respond. You wait
take
20 minutes to respond. This girl,
quick.
like 3 in a row, sending voice memos within the first like 10 messages.
Somebody did that to me. You know what? The first time I went to unmatch with somebody, I was really nervous. I was like, oh man, I hope I don't hurt their feelings. And then like in one day, like 5 people unmatched me, like after my first opener, like my first message.
I've only been unmatched once. That's kind of you got to reveal your opener because it's got to be kind of garbage.
I didn't think it wasn't that garbage. I didn't think, but now I'm like, oh, I guess people just unmatch whenever, and so now I unmatch lots of people.
At least on straight Hinge, that's literally only happened to me once, and that was this week.
What about when you were on gay Hinge?
That's a different story.
That's a different story.
Can I tell you a quick story real quick?
Duh.
After my high school girlfriend Lindsay broke up with me,
I love her. Love them.
I made a Tinder for the first time, and I didn't understand how it worked. And it was like, do you want to see guys or girls? And I was like, I'd like to see both. Not just because like I didn't understand it. I was like, I want to see, like, I'm curious what guys are on Hinge, and I didn't see it as like me being interested in guys. Like I was just swiping left, but I was like, yeah, what other guys are on Hinge? The way they phrased it,
do you want to see them? Yes,
yeah,
I would
exactly.
like to see them.
And some dude that I knew like approached me a few weeks later and was like, Eric, like, I know. He was like gay guy. He was like, Eric, like, you can talk to me. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He was like, I saw you on Tinder. I was like, oh yeah, I saw you too. He's like, so I know you're with Lindsay, but like, it's okay to like come out and stuff. I was like,
that's kind
what the fuck are you talking about? And I realized I was like, oh, people think I'm gay. This is a gay thing to do.
Seeing men on Tinder is a gay thing.
I thought it was just like, oh, I can view what other guys are on Tinder, and I was like, this is my first time ever on a dating app. I was just curious.
It's like I want to see, like on Instagram. It's like I want to see everybody who's on Insta, like who's making themselves known. Exactly,
and these were also the days before Tinder instituted. This is like 2014. This is before Tinder instituted their 18 up policy. So
so they were just minors.
Like dude, I got
that's crazy.
The most action I've ever gotten was as a 15-year-old on Tinder. Because like it's just the horniest people on earth.
Something about being 15. Everybody and their mother wants you when you're 15.
Dude, anyone will fuck anyone when you're 15.
It's
so
crazy.
It was just like swipe right, and a girl's like, what's your Snapchat? I want to send you naked pictures of me. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm a player. And it's like, no, you're just in the same age group as anyone else going through puberty. Like, I have so many girls. If I don't use Snapchat, but if I were to open Snapchat, I can guarantee you half my friends are just girls I met on Tinder at age like 15.
You got hella bitches. Speaking of those preferences, I have this friend who for years we had this inside joke about him because it just seemed like he would only go on dates with Hispanic women. And we were like, damn, something about you just love, like, that's your type. And we just had this joke for like years that he only ever, oops, I messed up, that he would only ever go on dates with Hispanic women or Native American women. And we were like, right
Native
on.
American women?
Exactly.
That's like a rarity.
Exactly. Well, like, you would think, like, on Hinge, like, I've never seen somebody match with so many indigenous women. I'm like, and so it was just this joke for a long time. We were like, how the fuck? Because he's just your whatever. And it's a joke for a long time. And then just recently, this is a joke years in the making. And then just recently, we were all together helping him update his Hinge. And in the section where you say, like, do you have, like, he was confused and he saw a list of ethnicities and he put the ones that he was. So he was like, on my profile, I could display it this way. And that's what he thought he was doing. But he was actually, I'm telling, like, his preferences were sent to only Hispanic and Native American women.
Is he Hispanic and Native American?
He's Native American and like kind of like a little Hispanic.
Okay.
And so
this shit's confusing for beginners.
It is confusing. And then we switched it back happens. And we were like, holy fuck, the world is open. We just like...
Yeah,
So I get it. I totally get that. It's not as intuitive as you might think.
No, for us newcomers.
Yeah, not all of us are Hinge experts.
And that actually segues perfectly into my freak of the week.
Yeah. Do you think they can see So I'm wearing these awesome shorts, but the zipper keeps...
I've noticed you've been playing with the zipper.
Yeah, well, I'm not playing with the zipper. I'm fixing it because it keeps falling down no matter what. But I'm thinking because our camera is so low quality that nobody will notice.
I think...
You know what else? Notice anything different about me today?
Yeah, a little bracelet on.
Yeah, I'm wearing a bracelet. What do you think?
What is that?
It's just the only bracelet I own, and I realized it matched my shirt today. And so I was like, I'm going to wear this bracelet. And I've been dying to take it off because the reason I don't wear jewelry is because like for the first hour, I feel awesome. And then it bothers me so much to have a sensation on my wrist.
I mean, it works so seamlessly with your outfit. I didn't notice it till you just like flexed your wrist at
right
me.
answer. Good answer. Okay, good. Now that we've discussed it, I can take it off.
I wear a watch to work every day.
I know. I like your watch a lot.
Yeah, it's fire. So it's whenever I walk past someone I kind of know in the hallway and I just go, because it's rude to go look at your phone, but it's sick
it's
if you
okay
look
if you look at your watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry, your freak of the week?
My freak of the week's myself. Because I keep getting unmatched / ghosted. It feels inappropriate to use ghosted.
Yeah,
with
it's
someone
too
you've been
early
talking
for
to
ghosted.
Like a day.
Yeah.
But like ignored, I guess, by girls on Hinge because I don't know what like. For me, it's either like I'm like funny or I'm boring. And for me, funny is what other people might not find funny. So, for example, I matched with a girl. She sent me a rose.
Oh,
which is like the
la-di-da.
Yeah, it's like the super like of Hinge. So I was like, fuck yeah, like she's into me. So I started messaging her. We got like 3 messages deep.
Yeah.
And on her profile, she said a story of how she was pushed down the stairs by... She's a teacher. She's pushed down the stairs by a freshman at her high school. Because he thought she was a student or some shit. And we were talking about, like, bullying. This is, again, like 2 or 3 messages. And I was like...
oh, jeez.
Oh, that's funny. Like, we talked about that. And then I was like, so, like... Do you get bullied by students often? Like, do they shove you in the locker or steal your lunch money ever? Is this, like, a continuous thing?
Yeah.
And then she ignored me.
Damn, really?
It's like, you wasted one of your precious roses on me, and then the other girl who was
also,
saying...
I feel like if she's wasting a rose on you, your answers to whatever the prompts are, should we review them? I feel like they have to show your personality. Like, what did she expect?
Yeah, you'd...
Should we review it?
There she goes. Yeah, let's review real quick because I think it does reflect my personality well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would she be... Also, that's a very mild thing to say. It's like...
It's not that bad,
We're
right?
like, oh, you fell down the stairs. Like, oh, do you get bullied often? Like, I feel like that's like a fun, silly, casual opener, sarcasm.
I was like, does it happen often? Do you get your lunch money stolen? Do you get shoved in the locker? And I put etc. because she's an English teacher. So
funny. Hilarious.
All right, so
etc.
my prompts
let's
are...
hear.
My cry in the car song is, and I put Uptown Funk. that gets me a lot.
That's funny.
I'm weirdly attracted to, and I put the Geico Gecko. That gets me the most likes. A life goal of mine, you're going to recognize this one, win a game of Monopoly. Because in my Tinder bio, when I met Elise, was like 3-time Monopoly winner.
Yeah.
And yeah, those are all my prompts.
It was 3-time Monopoly champ. If you will.
Champ, I'm sorry. Yeah, you got a better memory than me. But yeah, you think you know what you're getting into based off that.
You should.
But then another girl did the same thing. I told you about this before, but she... Fuck. What was it? Oh, she was saying her cat's blind, and I was like, we were talking about our cuter cat is or whatever fucking bullshit. And I was like, so what's her name? Is it named after a famous blind person like Stevie Wonder? And she must have been just like the most sensitive ass bitch in the world.
Okay, well, you don't need to call her that.
Sensitive bitch in the world.
Maybe she's going to respond. She just isn't on her phone today.
Or yesterday.
or the day before.
Yeah.
I feel like all of those things, maybe I'm like too used to you, but I feel like those are pretty mild. Like your cat is blind. Maybe that's bad. I don't know. I had a similar experience the other day where I said something that I thought for sure was going to get laughs out of the crowd. And just a little. And I didn't. I was speaking with my friend Mikey, who follows our Instagram account but doesn't listen to the podcast. Which honestly, I think is fair enough. And
follow's a follow.
No, exactly. And like, who has the fucking time? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Who's got the fucking time? And he's this girl that he like, that like friend. I don't want to get into But da, blah, 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 blah.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yada, yada, yada. This girl friend zoned him, but it's fine. He's blah, 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 but friend zones him, and she's always like leading him on a little bit. And like she actually, listen to this. So it's this fucking bitch who's, whatever. And she's moving into a new apartment with 2 other girls. And it's moving day, and the 2 other girls have boyfriends, and they're like, their boyfriends are coming to help to move. And then this girl, we'll call her Francine. Francine knows.
I just matched with a Francine just sent me a rose. I've gotten 2 roses in 2 days for the first time ever.
Really?
Thanks, Francine.
I've never gotten a rose.
It's the algorithms hitting.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay, so Francine knows that my friend. Did I already say his name?
Mikey.
Yeah, my friend Mikey. She knows that he's into her. She knows this.
But she has a boyfriend.
No, she doesn't have a boyfriend.
Okay.
She texts him. She just, whatever. And she's like, she sends a picture of the 2 of them together at formal. She invited him as friends. Mm-hmm. And sent a picture of them and was like, heart. And then was like, can you help me move? And he, of course, was like, yes, because he's a good person. And he was there, and it was just like 4 bitches and their boyfriends, and then this random girl and him. And he was helping her move, and they were like getting into the back of a car, and there's too many people for the amount of seats.
Lap it up.
And they lapped it up.
Lapped it up.
Lapped him up, even though right next to them was a romantic couple who could have lapsied, but she chose to sat on his his lap. She chose.
She sounds lip. Oh, all right. Okay, Mikey and Francine.
But I thought that was pretty crazy of her.
Yeah,
anyway.
No, girls seem to have a fetish for leading guys on that they're just gonna friend zone ultimately. I know a few stories that I won't share, but like
with you specific?
No, never with me. I've never been friend zoned.
You haven't?
That's inappropriate.
Is it inappropriate for you to get friend zoned?
It's inappropriate for my coworker to text me at 8:12 p.m.
That is inappropriate.
On a Friday.
On a Friday, nonetheless. What the fuck were we talking about?
Francine.
Yeah, this story is fucking boring. Francine, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so Mikey was over at our house. We were like chit-chatting. We were all joking about him and Francine. And I thought we were all joking about him and Francine. And he was like telling the story about how he's helping her move. And we're all like, damn, moving like fucking sucks. Like, we can't believe you're doing this all for this girl who is like clearly just like toying with you. And he's like talking about like moving her mattress and how heavy her mattress is. And I thought, and we're all joking around. And I was like, damn, like carrying in the mattress that like she's fucking other guys on. Like, yeah, I know, right? And I was like, I like looked around the room. I was like, and the saddest expression.
I mean, yeah. I mean, come on. It's funny, but yeah. What do you expect?
I know, but I was like, weren't we all joshing around?
Took it a step too far.
Yeah, so I learned my lesson, and there was no way to come back. I don't know. That was it.
Speaking of formal, that gave me another addition to my freak of the week, who is me.
Oh, yeah?
My freshman year fraternity formal, I brought a girl who I met during we had to do like philanthropy events. We were bowling with some it was a Special Olympics bowling event. I was stuck in a group with her, and we were like talking and shit, and I got her number. This is freshman year. And I invited her in my formal. Oh. And she had zero interest in me.
Oh, how did you know? Just you could tell. Why did you invite her if you knew she had zero interest?
I didn't have anyone else to, or I did, but I was like, yeah, it's my bad. I didn't know she had zero interest then, but in the formal, she had zero interest.
No. So when you asked her, you didn't know she had zero interest.
I don't even remember inviting her. Like, this girl is like a small blip in my memory because I feel
you fuck so many bitches.
No, because I didn't fuck her at all. I didn't touch her. But I was in a room with me, her, my friend Mitch, and his date, who he like.
Sav?
No, it was before Sav.
Oh.
His other date that he was like hooking up with. And nothing happened throughout the night, but I was like piss ass drunk. And I ended up at like 3 a.m. I barely remember this, but I took a hike over. It was in a hotel in Atlantic City. A hike to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
A hike to the hotel bathroom from her bed.
Like in the shared room?
Yeah. And
she agreed to go with you and share a hotel room?
Yeah, that was the premise. We didn't do anything, but like
Well,
that was the
no
premise.
shit. But if I wasn't interested in someone and they said, "Do you want to come to an event where we are going to share a hotel bed?" I would say, nay, sir."
That was it's just the way it is. And I took a hike over to the bathroom and I drew a bath. And
Are you serious?
at like 3 a.m., like pissed drunk. And I
Never
was just,
in my goddamn life have I ever heard you even mention a bath.
This is the last bath I remember taking, and I just sat in the bathtub, just soaking in the bath for like an hour. There's actually a picture went around my frat for a few years, like a meme of me. It was like, I don't remember this, but it was like a snapshot I took of myself, and it was just me sitting in a bath at 3 a.m. just going. The frat was Sigma Tau Gamma. Yeah. And I captioned it Sigma Tau bath time. And that became like a big thing.
Oh, bath time was.
I think that might have been what started it, because that was like a big joke for a while.
That's really funny.
And then like I crawled back into bed and like not even trying to hit on her because I fell asleep immediately, but I just like threw my arm around her.
Just as a
just
gentle.
like drunk. No,
I mean,
just like drunk and like.
And
oh,
you're also
is
like
something...
you're sharing a bed.
Yeah,
like...
no, she's my date. Like, and I woke up with her just like as far away from me on the bed as possible. And I woke up and I was like, I took a bath, and Mitch was like, "Hey, dude, you hear the water running at 3 a.m.?" I was like, "Yeah."
That was me.
I looked at like all of our pictures from that night. Like, we took pictures together, and it was me like enthusiastic, like with my arm around her, like
no.
And her just like, and I was like, oh, geez.
Oh, that makes me upset too, because you looked like such a dork your freshman year of college. You really did. That makes me sad.
My outfit of choice freshman year was khakis and like a button-down short-sleeve polo with like a funny little
print, like avocado print.
It was the yeah.
Did you wear the avocado shirt?
No, I wore a suit. It was like formal, so you gotta wear a suit and shit. But I still looked like a total fucking dweeb, and this girl was like not into it at all.
Oh, that makes me sad.
It was funny though. Like, it was like a meme that lasted a while.
Yeah. Look, my whole belly's out.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
You're exposing yourself to all of our 3 viewers, one of which is me, one of which is you.
And one of which is Aubrey. Aubrey, you can see
Aubrey
my belly.
Or Taylor that watches?
Taylor listens and cleans. Aubrey watches on YouTube. But I don't know if Taylor's going to listen because they're on a long road trip.
Well, that's a perfect time to listen, Taylor.
True. Wait, so true. Maybe they'll listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took a bath in Atlantic City in a hotel.
Oh.
Yeah, with you, but you were busy. You were working.
Oh.
One time we went to Atlantic City one time because Eric was doing some like live music production thing, and I was like, I've never been to Atlantic City. I want to come. And you were like, it's not going to be that great. And I was like, I want to come. Road trip.
I was like in a venue, like helping my like mentor at the time, like mix a live show.
And I was like, and I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
And I like drove, and I was there, and Eric had this like suspicious cart like in the hotel room, and he was like busy at work, and I was like, I'm gonna have a nice relaxing night
like
to
weed
myself.
Cart, right?
Yeah. And I hit it, and I just had one of the worst panic attacks.
I know. I remember that night very clearly, and I feel bad for what transpired.
Yeah. And then like Eric was like busy working, and I was like, I didn't want to bother him because I wanted to be cool and chill. And I was just like sitting in the shower, and I oh god, I remember that night so vividly.
Yeah, I remember that night very vividly too. Yeah, I feel so bad.
No, I mean it wasn't anybody's fault, but I was just like sitting, and also I get really weird in Marriott's too, because I get a weird sense of nostalgia because both me and Eric, well, one of our shared lore background is that both of our parents worked for Marriott for a long time. So growing up, we always had the discount, or at least I did.
Yep, friends and family discount.
So I've always, like, as a kid, no matter what, we always stayed in Marriott. So whenever I'm older and I stay in a Marriott, it's like, since the like brand is so strong and it's like the same no matter where you go, anytime I'm in a Marriott, it's like, hey, you're 5 years old, by the way. You're 5. You're 5 years old. Get in the shower, bitch.
My worst Marriott memory as a kid, and this isn't even as a kid. It was like probably college.
I have one after. Tell me.
And I was like in a room with my parents. We were like visiting my grandpa or something. Me and my parents shared a room. And this is like, I was like 18 or 19 at this point. It was my freshman year of college, and it was like 10:30. And it's like, all right, time to go to bed. And we're all like, my parents are on like the main bed. I'm on like the pull-out couch trying to fall asleep. and the couple next to us, I think I told you this, yeah. Like in the room over is having like crazy ass sex, like loud ass sex, like put it in, like right there, all that kind of shit. Like very loud through the walls. And me and my parents are all pretending to be asleep at the moment. And I'm like bugging out in my head. I'm like, this is so fucking awkward. Like I gotta call the front desk and ask them. But I was like, I don't want to do that because then I gotta be heard by my parents because you're that close. You're in a fucking hotel room together. And so I just fucking waited it out. And like my parents were very awake, but also pretending to be asleep. It was the most awkward night of my life.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. And I had to share a hotel room with my parents
recently you did.
A few weeks ago when we went back up to Connecticut. They're like, we're not gonna pay for two. It's one night. You'll just sleep in our room on the fucking pull-out couch. And I was like, yeah, whatever. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I swear to God, if anyone's fucking in the room over, I'm just gonna fucking leave. I'm not doing that shit to myself again. Mm-hmm. What's your Marriott story?
I stayed. Oh, I remember this clear as day. This was on one of my family's like main road trips, like when you go up to the Northeast, because whatever. And it was one of the first times the three of us being me and my siblings, got to stay in a separate room because we were finally getting to that age where we were like old enough. And growing up, my brother and sister, anyone who knows us now, you wouldn't believe this, but my brother and sister used to fight like fuck.
Oh, really?
Like all the fucking time.
They get along so well now.
No, yeah, now we're all besties, but like I was like the mediator and my brother and sister used to bicker in the car to the point where like other family members wouldn't come into Sean, my uncle Sean, wouldn't come into the car with us because it was so annoying. Because they're both so stubborn. We're all stubborn. But I almost feel like the part of the reason I'm such a like, not like I give up during any argument. I'm not strong enough because I just wanted the argument to be fucking over. Because, oh my God, they were fucking bicker back and forth about everything. And we were staying in this hotel room, the three of us. And I'm not a very angry person. Except for when I'm really tired and someone is...
Or hot.
Like, the two sensations I can't stand are being really tired and being woken up, or, like, being too hot. And we were in this, like, hotel room when we were kids. I was in, like, 4th or 5th grade, and I was in charge because I'm the oldest. And my brother and sister are fucking fighting. And I'm like, oh, my God, you guys, like, shut up. You guys are seriously... And I was like, guys, seriously? You guys are gonna, like, break something. You guys are gonna fucking break something. Like, chill the fuck out. We need to go to bed. And those fuckers are fighting. And my brother picks up the remote to throw it at my sister. They're like kids. They're like below my hip.
At that point, they're in like 1st grade if you're in 4th grade.
Yeah. But my brother my sister, I don't know, whatever. They were just pissing each other off. My brother gets up to throw the remote at her. And he's like, and he played baseball. And he was like, what? Bah! And she like ducks and it goes right into the TV center and it shatters the whole TV.
Oh my God.
And it's like 1:30 in the morning and we're all in elementary school. We're supposed to be asleep and we're in a special hotel that like my dad got like special because he like knew someone who knew someone and there just happened to be an opening this night and he's an employee. So like blah, blah, blah. And we're all like, we look at each other and oh my God, we were so fucked, especially because it's my dad and he never gets angry and he never yells at us.
And like with Marriott rooms, my dad would always be like, okay, like.
And he told us, it was our first time the three of us having a room. He was like, keep the room nice, like make the bed in the morning, like da-da-da-da.
Because it's on him, like he's the employee getting the room. He literally works for the company. Oh my God.
And it was horrible because all three of us were so ashamed and still my dad didn't get mad at us. He was just like visibly stressed because it was stressful and we were all in the back of the minivan like dead silent. It's like such a sibling moment. We were all like, ooh.
That's so bad. Good for your dad for not getting mad though.
Oh no. I mean, he never would. He was like, it's fine. I know what happened. Like
people throw remotes. This stuff happens.
Because when we were younger, my brother, like when he was really little, he didn't understand how to punch somebody because like my mom was weird about television. And so he had never seen an example of somebody punching somebody. Like even when he was like 4, it was like pre-kindergarten. And we didn't have a TV in the house. We just had one big box TV and we didn't have, we had cable. I could only watch PBS Kids. I was one of those kids. And so my brother like didn't know anything about violence, but he still got so angry that his fist would clench up and shake and he would hold it up like this, like, why I oughta. And my parents were like, Catherine, one day he's going to punch you. And like my dad specifically was like, one day he's going to hit you and I won't be able to help you because you deserve it. And then one day he finally did. He finally hit her. And she deserved it.
That's the way it goes.
But yeah, that's my Marriott story.
There you go. I had one other thing on here. You know those like free libraries, people put like super like liberal like Black Lives Matter sign.
That actually, I'm so glad you brought it up. Those things piss me off. Not piss me off, but to me, it's such it embodies everything that I get frustrated with, because it's like, it's these free libraries, but it's like only in neighborhoods for kids who don't need it. Like, I never see a free library in
like Strawberry
an area,
Mansion or some
exactly,
shit.
like a place where children or human being, like a place. It's like putting a fucking food fridge in like fucking Bluebell. It's like those community fridges and stuff. It's like, put the resources where people need them. It's like, it's just fucking bullshit. It's like when people are like, I'm volunteering like for anyone who needs me, and a place where no one will need me, where I will never actually have to do anything hard, but I can look like I'm doing something for society.
My thought was putting a bunch of like libertarian kids books. You know, like lemonade
or like
stand
how to build a bomb.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Timmy and Kate run a lemonade stand. Their parents tried to take their money. Their parents are the government. But just like any form of profit, like fucking put
just
like
make our own pamphlets.
or just put like Mein Kampf in the fucking free library. Or like that book Ben Shapiro wrote or some shit.
Just some like how to make like a
See what
Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, see what they do then. Just put some like alt-right
It's like, we're
propaganda
spreading
on there.
information for free. Is that not what you wanted?
It's a free library. Libraries have all sorts of books. Speaking of which, if anyone has a wood bookshelf they're willing to give to me, I would love one. I don't want a black.
You know who actually probably
bookshelf.
has one is my mom, because she's moving and she has a bunch of shit.
Too far.
Well, I'm going home to Maryland. If I have room, my car, I'll bring it back for you.
All right.
What time are we at? I feel like we've been doing good.
We are doing good. This has been good and natural. We're at 32. We went out
solid.
to a nice little restaurant bar. We were like, why is no one sitting?
Okay, so it was like a fucking apocalyptic moment. We go to this local establishment that we've been to multiple times.
That's usually pretty crowded.
Yeah, usually we're like, oh, I hope we get there early enough where we can get an outside table. And we thought the same thing today. And we came today and all the tables, it was like eerie because all the tables were set up with umbrellas and like ketchup and shit. It was like Twilight Zone, but nobody was sitting there. And we went inside and everyone looked and we were like, can we like sit outside? And everyone was like, and they're like, yeah, go sit outside.
And usually it's like most people sit outside because it's a nice outdoor spot.
Yeah. And it was really weird. And I don't know, maybe because it was the air quality was bad today, but I didn't think it was that bad.
It was I was like walking to Starbucks and I was like, usually I can see like the skyline from where I am. And I was like, why can't I see the skyline right now?
I know, I took the kid I nanny outside and I was like, damn, no one is outside right now.
Those damn Canadians are at it again, apparently.
I know, but now I'm like feeling bad. I'm like, damn, should I have not? No, it was fine. I mean, like, it was fine. It was whatever.
I mean, they say like at its worst when the wildfires were in New York, like it was like smoking 7 cigs a day, being outside all day. But it's like 7 cigs is like a drunken night. And
yeah,
like being outside
I
for an hour and a
wasn't
half
outside
is like,
all day. Like perhaps
fresh air is good for you, regardless of what the liberal media says. Fresh air is fresh air.
Fresh air is fresh air. Except they were like, it's like smoke. But I'm like, I fucking already do this to my lungs. Like, clearly I don't value them that much.
Yeah, no.
Like, if I'm gonna like actively, like, I'm gonna go outside.
Yeah, no. We were the only ones out for a while, and then this dude with like his baby showed
up.
up.
That made me feel better. At first, I was like, damn, are we assholes? But then a family showed up with an infant, and I was like, okay, well, if they're bringing their infant, we can bring our adult bodies.
Yeah, and it wasn't in the news this time. Like, I didn't know there was like a big
like I checked the
smog
weather
issue,
app.
except for just looking at the sky. But like,
yeah, but
it did say the air quality was bad. But
how bad is bad? I mean, we live in
one day's fine. We live in a
and
society.
it's also they're like if you're outside all day, but I'm not outside all day. I'm outside for a little.
Just to have a few little pixie dust IPAs.
We had some pixie dust IPAs. I thought it was pretty good.
It was delicious. I got fucking drunk.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't because I'm not a pussy. Just kidding.
Well, I also didn't eat all day because I'm on Vyvanse.
Oh, you didn't eat all day? I had to take a bunch of I had to eat a bunch of protein bars today because I'm on Adderall.
I had one protein bar and then a bagel, and that's it, which is much less than I usually. I did schedule an appointment with a dietitian.
Oh, thank God.
The nearest date was in August. So in August, because I was at Bean Boy's house when I was home in Maryland. I weighed myself and I was like, oh,
yeah, that'll do it to you.
I've lost like 15 pounds in the past 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't fucking eat anything.
I do.
You don't.
I do.
You don't. You literally, like, every day I prepare meals for a toddler, and I think you eat just about as much as the toddler does.
And that toddler's perfectly healthy.
Yeah, and he's also 3 feet tall, literally. You're twice the height of him. He doesn't even come up to my hip.
I'm a post-Coke average skinny bloke, as Maddie Healy would say.
Is that an actual line? Post-Coke skinny bloke?
Yep.
Well, you are a post-Coke skinny bloke.
I literally am.
But you're well post-Coke. You're like...
I'm far past Coke, except for that one.
Except for that one time. Wait, what was that? What do you mean? What was that one time?
Oh, no, I might not tell you. At home,
Yeah.
last homecoming when I went back and as an alum, we were like hanging out in this kid's backyard, and Brendan's like,
"Oh, fuck,
I have something."
Yeah, you did tell me about that.
I hope my parents aren't. My parents recently discovered this because my sister was like, "I saw a reel on Instagram." My parents were like, "Ooh, what's that?"
Oh God, I really hope your parents don't listen because they really like me, and I'm afraid I would.
Well, you're not the one fucking. You're not the post-Coke skinny bloke.
You're right. I'm not the post-Coke skinny bloke. I'm the pre-Coke. I mean, like, probably I'm never gonna do Coke, so.
Yeah, if my parents listen to this, I'm kidding. I never did cocaine.
This is a joke.
And if I did, I tested it before. / made someone else do it before me, and I waited 5 minutes to see if they fucking freaked out or overdosed on fucking fentanyl. We're almost out of time. We didn't delete the footage from the SIM card, so
yeah, because I was supposed to be better.
X amount of time.
I was supposed to be better, but I didn't do better. I did only worse.
I should know the emergency. Actually, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Oh, am I already? Oh, no. You want some of this?
No, I'll wait for my next course light.
Oh, you don't want the Vizzy?
No, we got to cut soon. We're only a few minutes out from when it
I think
cuts
this was good. I think we should talk about, like, Hinge and, like, dating and stuff more.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit uncomfortable because, like...
Yeah, it's so funny because we're like, this is the premise of the show, is this uncomfortable thing that you don't see anywhere else. And then it's like, the reason you don't see anywhere else because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, and, like, I'm not going to lie, like, I wouldn't put jealousy as the word. Like, I don't get jealous, but it's also, like... I
don't feel good. Like, when I hear you talk about, like, people that are into you, I don't feel great.
No, like my dream last night, like I feel like bad when I'm like, oh, Elise is like having sex with another person. Like that was our thing for like 2 years.
I know. No, I do this. I feel the same way, even though I was the one to call it quits. And like, obviously I still believe in that mission. It's still weird, especially because we're like, still, obviously we hang out a lot, so
we're like emotionally intimate.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'm definitely allowed to talk about it more than you because you broke up with me.
Yeah. So you've got like you're supposed to go first, but I also like I still don't, even though like it's your right to go first, like I still don't really want to see it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's mine. Like, don't do that
it's
to
like,
them.
I know. I'm like, ugh, like
we did that a lot.
Yeah,
and
like,
now someone else does that.
And now someone else doesn't, like, but I still see. It's not like I can even like we're not out of sight, out of mind. Like I see you right now, and I hear about every girl.
Well, good thing no one responds to me.
But yeah, I guess like. Yeah, I think we should try and talk about more uncomfortable stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it makes for good content.
Only if people like it. I don't
let us know.
know.
Drop a comment. Drop a DM. No one talks to us.
Yeah, no one talks to us.
Subscribe to our Patreon. It doesn't exist because no one pays for it.
Oh, shit. You know what I was actually thinking we need to come up with? We need to come up with a name for our listeners. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, termies.
Termies?
Terminal patients.
Wait. What do you call those kids that are preemies?
Toddlers.
Termies. Goodies.
Crack babies.
But we should give them a name because I want to talk about them.
Submit it. Submit what you think we should call you guys.
Yeah, you guys decide. Pick your own name. You can self-declare. What is that called? determination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Declare yourselves.
Declare yourselves to be something. Whatever you want. Whatever you want, we'll support it.
Whatever she wants. You see that video of
Whatever
Phoebe Bridgers
she
making out with
wants.
Lucy Dacus on stage?
Yeah, low-key, it kind of pisses me off.
Low-key, I don't find Lucy Dacus attractive at all.
Really?
No, not at all.
Well, I guess that's fine because she's gay. So I feel like
Is she gay?
Yeah. So she
I think
fits-
Julian Baker is kind of hot, but
Julian
in like
Baker's-
a gay way.
Yeah, Julian Baker is mega hot. And I think Lucy Dacus. I'm attracted to Lucy Dacus.
Okay. I'm
I'm
not
not-
attracted to Phoebe Bridgers that much, to be honest.
Not really me anymore. Especially because she's always like, like I'm gonna. You know what?
Let me prove that I'm bisexual in front of all these people.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Especially because it's like Lucy Dacus like has a girlfriend.
I'd be pissed if I were a girlfriend.
Well, that's what I'm saying because it's like sometimes I feel like it gives me the same vibe as like when when straight girls make out and they're like, this doesn't count because we're girls, and I'm like, but if you were, but
I've
it
never
does.
made out with it. We've talked about this before. I've never made out with a guy.
Well,
Like-
exactly. I'm like, well, it still does count. Like saying it still does count. I don't know. I just feel like Phoebe, whenever it's time for her to like sell merch, she reposts that picture of her kissing that one girl. It's like this mirror pic.
Yeah, I know it.
And she always posts it and she's like, sell merch. And I'm like, you're fucking Bo Burnham. Like,
yeah.
and like, it
you
wouldn't,
fucked Maddie Healy.
like, it wouldn't matter, but it's like, but like, you're clearly using it to like sell things.
to appeal to your like majority,
Yeah.
like bi-curious audience.
Yeah, which I just think is, especially because like Julian Baker and Lucy are like gay for like actively, I mean, not to like, delegitimize Phoebe's sexuality, but but I don't know. I just think it's weird.
I get it. Yeah, I
You know,
I
to
feel
like,
the same.
it's such a, I mean, no matter what, making out with a girl for attention because it's like, oh, two girls, this is a little taboo. I'm like, oh, it shouldn't be like
It's
that
taboo.
though.
Two frat guys making out.
And I wish I could see that.
Well, look harder. All right.
Did any of your frats guys make out with each other? You don't have to name names.
No, not to my knowledge. The only
Really?
gay guy that I knew in my frat joined like my senior year, and I don't think any other gay guys were in the frat.
I think
Like I said, one of the guys like got super drunk and like kissed me, but that's like the most male contact I've had.
I just
like
I think you guys would fare a lot better if you guys would talk about your feelings a little more.
I don't think it's as much talking about your feelings. Your feelings are you're a straight dude. You don't want to fucking make out with another dude.
No, I totally agree. But I'm like, damn, there's so many frat guys. Some of them have got to be gay. I feel like some of them are suppressing it.
I mean, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, folks, we're about time now. Thank you for tuning in to On Good Time.
Yeah.
I'm Eric.
What do you want to call yourself?
Yeah, DM us. We'll post a poll maybe, or
Yeah.
submit do like a Q&A, John, or something.
John. We're from Philadelphia. We're coming to you live from Philadelphia. So
we say that word.
we say that. Okay.
All right, I'm Eric,
I'm Elise.
and we are
On
on
good
good
terms.
terms. See you guys.
To all my friends, I love you.